You're listening to Weekend Game Plan, brought to you by Mark Azerzer and Hagai Brenner with Vantage Realty. For residential, commercial, and revenue property expertise and results, call or text 514-772-0771.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way.
Welcome back. Weekend Game Plan on TSN 690. Just ahead of Habs breakfast, we remind you our question of the day. What's your Habs off-season plan? You can weigh in the 11690 text box. So open up your text app, put in 11690, and you can type whatever you want to us. We'll read it out. Try and sign your name as well. At Matthew Words or at Dave Trentadue on Twitter. Let's get to the Amateur Sports Report.
Weekend Game Plan gets out into the community with Suburban Newspaper sports editor Mark Lidbetter and the Amateur Sports Report.
Sports at thesuburban.com is the email address for this weekly segment. All right, Mark, we want to start with a little hockey.
Yeah, might as well continue the trend. And the Quebec Junior AAA Hockey League held its annual draft this past Sunday, and in the virtual affair, a total of 140 players were chosen through 13 rounds. The Montreal Est Rangers held the first overall pick, and they selected defenseman Jano Giambacchien from the Laval Patriots of the LEQ's Midget Espoir division. And the Rangers really loaded up through the rounds, adding 11 more prospects to their ranks. And the organization stuck to their format of attaining local players, as 10 of the 11 are from the area. The only outside selection was the 26th overall pick in the second round, as Montreal has tapped Adam Rouleau of the Amos Forestiers. Now, the West Island Shamrocks' first pick didn't happen until the second round, and 18th overall, the Shamrocks selected forward Sasha Trudel of the Montreal Nationals Midget Espoir team. Now, West Island had only 6 more picks through the balance of the rounds, and one of them of note was their third-round pick, 36th overall, Nicholas Jaden Hui, who plays for the Notre Dame's Hounds program, which is a pretty big hockey program. So getting ready for a good hockey season with the Junior AAA League.
All right, on to the Diamond.
Yeah, and it was quite appropriate that they had no T-Rans and the Laval Pirates doubleheader last Saturday was a twilight affair, because the two games were as different as day and night. The two Quebec Junior Elite Baseball League squads split the results, with Laval winning the opener 2-1, and Gatineau taking the nightcap 10-9 in extra innings. Now, all the scoring was done in the first game up until the top of the seconds, as the Pirates scored a pair of runs on back-to-back homers in the bottom of the first, and Gatineau replied with a long shot of their own in the top of the second. Now, Laval's Olivier Mayran jumped on a 3-1 pitch that cleared the fences to make it 1-0, and the next up was Frederick Arshad Grolo, who went yard for an 0-1 offering from Tyrrell's pitcher Kevin Spooner. Then leading off the second, Marc-Antoine Bazinet replied with a homer off Laval starter Timothy Lajeunesse to make it 2-1. Now, Spooner pitched 5 innings and was tagged with the loss. Lajeunesse went 4 innings for the win. Now, in the second match up, Laval clawed their way back from a 7-1 deficit that Gatineau had built through the first 3 innings. 2-run rally by the Pirates in the bottom of the seventh knotted the score at 9-9. But in the top of the extra inning, Gatineau parlayed an error and a pair of singles into the go-ahead run when Remy Patry touched home. Sebastian Simard got the Pirates down in order to close out the game and earn the win.
And finally, Mark, on to the Paralympics.
Yep, and 4 wheelchair fencers are preparing to compete for the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games, with 3 of the quartet from Quebec. Mathieu Hibert from the Harnois, Pierre Manville of St. Colomban, and Pincourt's Ruth Sylvie Morel will be joined by Saskatoon's Ryan Roussel. Now, this is the largest team of wheelchair fencers Canada has sent to Paralympic Games since Canada made its debut in the sport in 2000. But Pincourt's Morel was the first Canadian to compete in the wheelchair fencing in the Games back in 2000. She also competed in London 2012 and will be making her 3rd Paralympic Games appearance in Tokyo. Now, she hasn't let the pandemic slow her training for the Games, as she's converted her basement into a training room where she works on her cardio, weight training, and she even has a mannequin all geared up for the sport, which she practices her pokes and stabs on. Now, she missed a berth on the 2016 Paralympic team by only 4 points. After a down period, she was revitalized in 2019 when she realized she still had the abilities to compete with the best, and she will be making her games debut in Tokyo in the saber category, which was added to the women's program after Rio. So just a veteran, and this is the heart of the Olympians and the Paralympians that you love.
Sports@thesuburban.com is the email address for Mark for this weekly segment or for the weekly newspaper. Weekend game plan here on TSN 690, the 11690 text box from Mario in Dorval. Hey guys, great listening to your show during this playoff run. I listened to most of the pressers yesterday. Can I ask, what exactly do they teach reporters at journalism school? So many times reporters ask questions wanting the interviewer to pump teammates' tires. Come on, do your job properly. Stop being lazy. I think, Mario, when reporters ask for comments from players about other players, it's because they're crafting a story about another player. I don't see any issue with that. When Corey Perry is asked about Cole Caulfield, it's because the writer is putting a feature together about Cole Caulfield. I don't understand your objection to that. 11690 is that text box. We got a bunch of your texts to read out. 11690 if you want to weigh in. Coming up next, Habs Breakfast. The top free agents available, the ones the Canadians should go after, and who could replace Philippe Danault if he doesn't return? That is next.
You're listening to the home of sports in Montreal. TSN 690, CKGM, and iHeart Radio Station.